have posted the Canadian Ivy PMI report for October on the feed for those interested.
You guys hear me in YouTube land? Please let me know. Thank you, Gio. All right, SHIT is hitting the fan a little bit, which I love to see. I'll be back in a minute after this disclaimer. We can watch Armageddon together.
Risk disclosure statement. There is a risk of loss in trading stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, derivatives, options, forex, and cryptocurrencies. This risk can be substantial, and therefore investors should carefully consider their financial stability prior to trading. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. The software, strategies, chapters, websites, and any associated websites or digital venues are for educational purposes only and should not be construed as an express or implied promise or guarantee that you will profit by losses may be limited in any manner whatsoever. Users of the information accept full responsibility for the outcomes of their deployment and host Stops and Trader, LLC, and any associated companies, agents, management, owners, and customers harmless without reservation. Please trade responsibly. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, Rule 4.41, hypothetical and simulated trading performance results have certain inherent limitations, some of which are described herein. No representation is being made that any outcome below is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. In fact, there are frequently sharp differences between hypothetical or simulated performance results and the actual results subsequently achieved by any particular trading program. One of the limitations of hypothetical performance results is that they are generally prepared with the benefit of hindsight. In addition, hypothetical trading does not involve financial risk, and no hypothetical trading report can completely account for the impact of financial risk in actual trading. For example, the ability to withstand losses or adhere to a particular trading program in spite of trading losses are material points which can also adversely affect actual trading results. Because these trades have not actually been executed, the hypothetical results may have or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as rapid liquidity. There are numerous other factors related to markets in general or to the implementation of any specific trading program which cannot be fully accounted for in simulated trading or in the preparation of hypothetical performance results at all, of which can adversely affect actual trading results.
Order filled.
1 second here.
Order filled.
All right. So markets are getting smoked. Short ES, I kind of broke my rules a little bit here. I'll go over this, but this is the best trade, position trade in trading. We have position trades, we have reversion trades. They've all been working today so far. Fail balance breakout. That's a couple days balance, more than a couple days, 3 days balance. Tried to break out yesterday and got to the high volume node today. I told my trade room, watch out for this for an event. Any entry below 68.15-ish. And that. So I broke the rules here. I almost never do this, but that just looked too juicy to pass up because, again, if these events prove the other way, aka move an ATR out the other way, I won't take them. So you can see here, the sell eyes came in and my mouth was watering. I was going to take double-sized shorts here on that FBB that I just showed you. And this thing came up and tagged to the ATR to the tick, as usual. It happened. It's already happened about 10 times today. As far as these zones, you'll see as we're on this webinar. Anyway, it tagged it to the tick, and I still took the FBB. I like almost never do that. That just looked too good to pass up, and I love watching the markets get killed, watch these longs get their asses handed to them. So I did take that FBB, and then we took, earlier I'll go over this, do another point of this out. He's the teacher's pet of my trade room. Heavy Algo guy cross. So I'm still in part of that too. So this is a really good trade from earlier. And then I took the FBB off of this. There's some buy ice here. I can't take these reversions here. I'm probably going to take this off of this. And this relative volume is pretty close to 200%. You want to avoid. So it already retested, and I'll take this guy in ES. But this is kind of rolling the dice here. You don't want to take reversion trades when you see heavy relative volume because it's just telling you that. Well, it's off the blue look too, so I'm all right with this. But you can see here, of course, hey, look at that, I filled with a tick. It's something new for me. Anyway, this relative volume is real close to 200% here. So that's my rule of thumb, and not to stay away from reversions. There was one earlier, and that first one, and I said, be careful with reversions, and I ripped right through the GEX level. So I'll go over that trade, but this is risky. You can see NASDAQ is relative volume too, even though this one just did really test. I didn't take this one, of course, because it was the easy winner. I'm not interested in the easy winners. I like being tortured. Hold on here. My bookmap one freezes. Oh, this is the MO. I had this queued up too, and then I had to start the webinar, but I was waiting right here and it didn't get here. Kind of got through there, but I still would have taken this, and there you go. So you guys cost me getting on the webinar. You cost me that winner, so please send me checks for the profit I would have made. Please, appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so I did take this one. One ATR off of the GEX. So these are called back in blacks, right? So these ATR, this is the reversion trade where we play the moves, the closest, best thing to a scalp that you can take in these markets, in my opinion. There's no more scalping off of this. Good luck. You want to try to do it, have fun. You're not going to make it, in my opinion. Anyway, the best scalp are playing for moves back to the zone, and then we have trades that play for moves away from the zone for position trades. So anyway, I got this on. I'm just tickled that it wasn't the exact tick. My stop's down here. Again, this may get run over with this relative volume, and that's fine. I'm short position trades, but I'm willing to take it. Again, the one I don't take. So this is what you have to, if you're going to commit to a strategy, you have to be consistent taking them, right? So I missed this one. Again, I was going to put this on. That one worked, and then the one I do put on may be a loser. That's being inconsistent. So I deserve whatever happens there, but that sucks that I missed the winner there. All right, so I got the reversion on. I am short the heavy L. I'll go over that in a little bit, and the FBB. I just talked about that. My stops trailed to this guy up here. This is how I trail my stops. So this is the Scotch Zones drawing tool that will draw the events here. I didn't combine these. These are about 5 minutes apart or about 3 minutes apart. I could. But regardless, this was almost 1,000 there, and then so you had almost 1,700 buy ice here. That's not working out real well for them right now. So anyway, the way I trade, so I took the FBB off of this guy. Again, skirted the rules a little bit. Got in here when it broke these GEX levels here at this entry. That's the yellow line. It tells you where to get in. It tells you where to get out. And this is how I trail my stops based on stuff that happened in the market. So now I can move my stop all the way down to there, 0250. Which I'm going to do. Hopefully it doesn't come up there and then we go to zero today. That would be really cool. All right, so that is working. I have the reversion working and my stop for the reversion. So when you look at this, if you're new watching this stuff, you look at this chart, you're like, what in the hell? These are just, it's very simplistic once you know what you're looking at. These are the volume events. It's just drawing this information here, exactly where that buy iceberg came in, right? And then it's telling you the current ATR. It's 8, by the way, which is pretty elevated. That's the ATR this way, this way. That's how I judge whether this is a bearish event or a bullish event. And then you have the entries. The entry for a short would be right here, just 15% of an ATR. We go 115%. We do that for a reason, because these algos love to hit the ATR and snap it back. So I try to push it out. I'm still filled to the tick 80 times a day anyway, and then the stop goes on the other side of the zone. So if I'm going to be wrong on a short, if I go short off of this, I would enter there. And I force the market to come all the way back, the ATR, get through the volume event where there's trap traders, right? And then push another ATR plus, and then I say uncle. That's how I trade it. And the zone drawing tool tells you exactly how much I got to get out of this trade. Hold on. All right, see, I wasn't even focusing on this trade. That's why I was a winner. If I'm stewing on it, then it's not a winner. So both those reversions work, right? So this is again the best way to scalp. I caught one earlier. I'll go over that. But I did not catch that one in NASDAQ. But like I said, that one worked. So this is the back in black. What I was getting at is you can take these aggressively as the market. Well, I got sidetracked. So these lines, all these lines are the reversion entry. So you can take these off too with the Scott Zones drawing tool. If you don't want to see them, if you don't want to trade them, I don't know why you don't want to trade them, because they're ridiculously powerful. Anyway, that's the 1 ATR, this dotted line. That's the 2 ATR. That's the 3 ATR. The dashed dotted line, the red ones, are the stops. So I put that one in. I put that on. I took it as it came back. This is called a back and black, where I wait for it to bounce off something important and I take them coming back. And then my stop was at that dashed dotted line. If I would have put on the 2, it's at that dashed dotted line. So that's all these lines are. And the rest of the stuff on the heat map is just the liquidity and the games that are being played in the order book. That's all you're seeing. So again, once you understand what you're looking at, this is not complicated at all. But I just love the guys that get on X and Twitter or whatever. And, oh my God, what are you doing with your chart? It's like, try to understand it before you rip on it. All right, the other market I'm in, I just got out of a few here. Probably wish I would have got out a few more. I'm short crude off of this. We'll go over this, but I put on Bark and Lick, and what was the other trade I put on? We're breaking away. So I'll go over these trades, but anyway, I got out. These are areas where I get out. This is the second strongest gamut level. Not all of them. I had 10 on. I got out of 3. I wish I would have got out of 5, and I could actually put it back on in the price change game. I'll go over that too. So guys, I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you. If you're new in here, you're probably like, what is this guy talking about, right? But it all slows down once you watch it. I do this. This is, what I do for my trade room every day. And many traders in there are following along and taking these same trades. So it's not that difficult. All right. So this did the ATR retest confirm. This is a pattern position trading strategy in its own right called the Bark Lick. Bark, acronym. Blind, meaning this can happen anywhere. I'm not looking for a particular area for this to happen. Let me put this in before I miss it while I'm chirping here. 67.79, and I could put on 4. I'll put on 2 here. I'll play the price change. Hold on, Bookmap Bob. There'll be
Order fill.
All right, I took half size because I pretty much know what's going to happen here because I always get filled with a tick and then watch it do that. So I put on half size. I'm supposed to put on 4 micros, risking 5. This is telling me my risk for, you can put this in, change this for yourself, obviously. I'm going to play the price change game here. So you see like when this thing blips. So if it goes, fine. I still have shorts on, partial for this exact trade. And then if it rips back up, I'll put more on the price change game. We'll go over all this stuff, but I'm short that. I'm already short other strategies here too that I covered. So that will almost guaranteed be the tick for right now because it happens to me all day, every day. All right. So anyway, if you got in there late, this is what I was talking about. Best position trade in trading, in my opinion. Failed balance breakouts. All the longs think they've got it, comes back. The high volume node of a balance area is just the area of a balance area of two-sided trade. Traders take placing bets. That's the middle of a balance area. Once it gets through there, all the longs say, oh crap, I'm wrong, let me out. Right? So that's the best trade, and I can show you 20 of them right now that has happened over the last few days. Speaking of which, we've got one setting up one here in Russell as well. So we're right here, right now. Isn't that a song for you old fogies right here, right now? Anyway, and that was a balance from yesterday. Breaking down out of that, I already did that, and now we're at that line on. So I have different strategies for this. I have a failed balance breakout, what I just talked about. If I get an event, I'm not just taking this right here. If I get an event that proves bearish, I'm in that. Then this is a breaking bad too, BB we call it. I'll show you these in the trading strategy document, which I have a course on, where you have the current balance breakdown in this case through the high volume node of the prior balance. So we have 2 different strategies here. And what I'm referring to when I'm talking about all this stuff are these. So we just talked about the Bark.
Record for October monthly domestic gas.
We took this up. That's the one I took in crude. I'll show you that. Failed balance breakout. Crap, I gotta be short. I need to be short in Q here too. Hold on. So this is getting tricky at these GEX levels. This is 1 day minimum options wise, meaning the max move lower. You can see it's already bouncing off here. So if this comes back, I'll put on Bark and Lick. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to put on half size and then play the price change games with these jackasses that love to whipsaw everybody. So I did not fill on that. I'd be bitching right now that I did. So if it comes back, I'll put that on. I should have already been filled. Why is this off here? What's going on here? If I get the price change back up, I'll put it on anyway because I should have already been filled on one. See what I'm saying? So if that comes back, I'm going to short NASDAQ as well. This is the Bark trade. And I can only put on 2, risking $500. So that's 414. You can see at the bottom left there where it's short aggressive. That's my entry price. And I could put on, that's my sizing for position trades. This is my sizing for reversion trades. It already did the reversion one time. I don't take it again. You can see here these. So if this pops back up, I'm just going to put on full size because I should already been filled. See what I'm saying? You get me? All right. Hold on here. I'm going to watch this for price change. We'll turn on the sound too. It gets really, really annoying. But it's needed. So I could get in right here if I wanted to. I might already save myself 50 points if I would have taken that trade. I'm sure I'm getting whipsawed in ES too. But you see these GEX levels too, guys. You've got to know this information. You've got to know where this stuff is. You got to know what the hero's doing. I'll get into that here shortly. Yesterday, it moved 7 billion. Here, I'm going to put on one of these right here just so I get a better...
Order filled.
Again, I should have already been filled down here, right? So I don't want to say I got lucky, but it popped back up. And if I get a price change, this is the price change algo that runs the show when nothing's going on in here. I'm going to put on the other one. Much better prices, obviously. So I can actually put on more size because this sizing is based on me entering at this price. So here it comes. You can see this pop in here. Doesn't mean it's going to turn around, but most of the time, just like this last one, it turns around. But you got to be careful playing this if you're just playing it as a scalp. Hold on, let me get in this.
Order filled.
Right, this is canceled too. I don't know what I have up here. Put on one more.
Order filled.
All right, so again, I should have been filled here on the bark and lick strategy. It popped up, got the price change. I got it all up here. So I saved myself about 70 points. So it stops right here, 46.50. All right, that's working. So again, this is just an algo. This is one of the market pulse. Incredible. The market pulse they developed. Speaking of which, let me get tick strike on. So they developed market pulse per my request. This was about 3 years ago. Right? I wanted a better version of tick strike. I still use tick strike. Still important to me. But market pulse is tick strike on steroids because you can see the history, so on and so forth. Let me pull this up here when it pops. All right, I'm sure there's a hero game going on here. So this is the game. These 0 date to expiration manipulators come in and start to load up the dealers. There you go. So you have to know what's going on with this. If you don't have this information, it just cracks me up watching people on X and Twitter or whatever. Target hit for the day, blah, blah, blah. They have no idea that the reason that the market's doing what it's doing is because of this options flow now, because this controls everything. It's not the other way around. Whatever this does, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, and when big money's in here, it doesn't matter what games they're trying to play, it's not really effective, but most of the time, they're playing. This is all trades. This is Spot Gamma Hero. I'm going to put my flip book in here in a second. But anyway, you can see they just yanked this thing almost $1 billion. So $1 billion is the notional move that Brett from Spot Gamma talks about. And the market just does exactly. You can look at this. It's literally mirroring the hero. So if you don't have this information, kind of like yesterday, again, you can't always see it coming in. I mean, there are hero alerts. Well, I'm sure we'll get some of those, but this was yesterday's action.
So 10:30 a.m.
Thing dropped 7 billion.
Gas changed. Forecast that built a 33 PCF.
Went from plus 7 billion to 0, and that was an afternoon move, right? So you've got to know what is going on. If you're trying to catch a falling knife yesterday, you're like, oh, this is just a blip. No, you get your head handed to you. We are actually short 2 different strategies on this. And this is what's driving it. So you got it. You have to have this information. So let me post this in here. This is a flip book of everything I use in my trading. If you go to, we'll go over all this stuff. But if you go over here, here's the Spot Gamma. We'll use Spot Gamma Scott for 50% off the first month. But you can also, for the sale, I think they have like a yearly thing. You get 50% off, I think. So check it out. I don't know exactly, but when it's normal, when they don't have a promotion, it's 50% off the first month. But I think this might be 50% off on anything they're running. And then here's the Mentor Q stuff here too. So let me post this in the YouTube channel. Karam, I already don't like your attitude. Got all that. LOL. I'm trading live there, Karam. I'm not showing you stuff after the fact, so it's going to be fast and furious, especially if it's going to cover multiple markets. So again, if you watch it a few times or join my trading room, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, or if it seems fast, it's because you don't know what I'm talking about. So again, I'm trading live. I know I talk fast. I know I'm going over a bunch of stuff. It's live market trading. So you try it and let me know how easy it is. If that's what you're referring to. If it's not, then I retract my verbal lashing. All right, so my stops for these shorts I still have on. I got out of a couple down here, and I put on the bark and lick. And again, it bounced off X5, but you don't know this is going to happen. It happens most of the time, you know, at least initially. So I will stop out of all my shorts up here, and that's how I do it. That's at 375. So I knew this was coming. It was just a matter of when they start the bungee jump hero games, right? So I gotta make sure I get these stops in here. I already got the NASDAQ stop in. ES is at 375. And I only put half size on too, by the way. Remember? I was waiting for this price change and I got sidetracked, so I would have put on more on here. So this may stop me out of everything now, but you know, I caught some shorts earlier. This is to be expected. They do this every time, right? I bet you this is just temporary, but they're yanking this hero up, and this is what happens. Hold on, I gotta get the stops in for the rest of these strategies here. 56 and 54.
Order canceled.
All right, those are all working. So I could put some more on up here if I wanted to. Why not? Because I was waiting for the price change to put on the other half. If this rips up and stops me out, I'm only going to lose a couple more. All right, so now I got full size on the bark and lick. If it rips up, I'm risking 6 points here. If it comes back, it's going to be glorious. So I'm fine with it. This is what I was waiting for, what I was going to do, right? Or what I did. We got the ATR retest confirmed. I put on half size. At the time, it was 4 lot. I only put on 2, and I was going to wait for the price change game, and I just got sidetracked. Well, now we're up here. I'll give it a shot. We got some butt probably going to get stopped out of NQ, but new event. On to the next trade. My stop's right here for that puppy. I'm surprised I haven't got stopped to the tick yet. All right, new event. Let's see where we're at. Guys, this is trading, man. It's just probabilities. You keep putting on the trade. I caught winner, 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 and now these, are going to be the bark and lick trades are going to be losers. Very likely. I haven't been stopped out yet, but it's on the next trade. Here we are, back to this, one of my important areas. Back to this inflection zone called Izzy. That's what Izzy for short. It's trading strategy Izzy. Right there. So all I'm doing is taking my important areas that I find important over my trading career, and then I'm waiting for volume events in those areas.
So reminder, in 5 minutes' time, we're expecting the EIA natural gas change forecast.
So if this, oh, by the way, natural gas is dead to me. I don't think I'm ever trading it again. Most manipulated market on the face of the earth. I'm done with it. So it's dead to me. So I don't care if the numbers come out or whatever. I'm not trading it. So I'm going to enter. So the entry for this Izzy trade, if I take it short, is down here. I don't like to enter in prior events if I can afford not, if it's, 100 points wide, then I just bite the bullet. But this one, I'm willing to move down here to enter the trade. If I go short, then we have reversion trades that are setting up potentially. This comes down here. This is an A+ reversion, meaning you have your entry in front of or into a prior event as long as the stop is outside of it. So I can take that guy. I can take reversions this way if that happens. So again, I'm not just hopping in the trade here with the event. I'm waiting for it to show its hand, whether it can push an ATR this way, and then it's a bullish event. If it pushes an ATR this way, it's a bearish event. An ATR is 48, by the way. So you algo guy users, especially in my room, change your. I already have this at 50 ticks, so you got to adjust this. This is the actually the filter for bark and lick. This has got to be in the same direction, which it was when I put that on. But the point is, when it gets very volatile, 40 ticks or higher, you want to move this. This is normally at 20. I move it to 50 in NASDAQ. So that's, we'll go over that too. But that's at 50. And then ES, I'm sure you got to move to. Let's see here. Let me put this in first so I don't miss this trade as well.
Short validated.
A plus reversion. Entries there. Here's your stop. All right, this is a scalp type trade. Best scalp that I know of in these markets. Playing with the algo jackasses. All right, I never got stopped out either one of these. I didn't get stopped on my bark and lick. Let me just make sure I put that stop in because I don't know how I didn't get filled in the tick. That's my MO. All day, every day. Yeah, I had it at 46.50, 46 quarter. I don't know how I didn't get filled. I mean, literally. But just to show you guys, these prices are insane. Anybody using this zone drawing tool will attest. Like, look at it right there. I didn't get. Usually, I'm stopped to the tick, and then it's doing this, and I'm bitching the entire rest of the webinar. So just be happy you don't have to hear that right now. I'm sure one's coming, but all right. So still short Nasdaq. Still I added ES up here. Still short that. Working a reversion trade here and see if we get filled. It's probably going to bounce off this GEX level and then come back. But so the way I take these reversions or play these reversions, you know, say I was working the 2 ATR down here. Well, if it tags the 1 and comes back, then it's done. I don't wait. I'm not working another reversion, right? So this is the 1. So, but you can see it just bounced off the GEX2 for now, right? So it doesn't. I'm not going to chase it up here to enter. I mean, it either fills me or doesn't. But that's the A plus reversion. We're going to work that here. So that you can see I'm trading different strategies. I have different accounts for different strategies. I use Apex, and then I have a trade copier that trades in my live accounts. So, you know, I could be short one and long the other, which would happen right here, right? So I'm short NASDAQ from this guy, and then I may be long if I get filled on that. This is what I was hoping I got filled on because these markets almost always come back to the volume event. All right, crude's back down here again. I might get out another. Crude is just talk about torture treatment. Like, look at that. I was looking at this today when I was doing the Izzy zones. Look at this ATR in this market. It's just been brutal sitting in position trades in this market the last few weeks. Look at this thing. Like, look at that volatility. Just get smushed. This is hourly ATR. I mean, this has just been torture. We caught this move yesterday on the, what webinar? I can't remember what webinar that was. I think it was mine, but whatever. It's just been, aside from yesterday catching this short, like it's been just like pulling teeth in this market. So just be aware of that. Anyway, we're back here again. I'm going to get out of it. I should have been out of half down here. Not half, but see, I'll get out of one more. How about that?
Order filled.
I had 10 on. I just love when I put a real order, and these are micros too. The market like jumps. It's hysterical. It's like because there's nobody in here but these market manipulators most of the time. It's just funny to watch. What's not funny is when I put in an order, like a resting order, and then the market just runs away from it. All right, you can see all this liquidity on here too. So actually, I already have Bark Lick on, so. So the next area down. So this is how I trade, right? I get out as the market makes money available to me, straight out of trading in the zone, right? So came down here, I got out of some. I got out of some more this time just because it's starting to do its nonsense. But now I'm out here. So if it comes back and tests me out, fine. If not, I'll get out of more as it hits these other areas. And my main target, hold on, I'm about to get filled on this. All right, filled on the reversion. To the tick. Surprise, surprise. I like when I get filled that way. Doesn't happen very often. All right, so this is the reversion. Just an in and out scalp type trade. All right, filled. The 1 ATR, that's the dotted line. It's even better when it's in a prior event where traders were trapped. So playing for that. If it pops back to the zone, I'm out of that. I'm still short other position trades. Anyway, what I was saying is I'll hold the rest of this, I'll get out of some more down here if crude makes it down there in the next 14 hours. And then my usual, like, look at these lugs, guys, by the way. Like, these things are the second most powerful thing I've ever seen. They're just insane, right? So that one bounced. That was what we took that ATR reversion off of earlier too, and one of the reasons that worked in ES right when we got on the webinar. Anyway, this is where I hold my trade. Actually, we're here right now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be out of this trade. I'm going to give this a second here. So technically, you got to make judgment calls when you put on trades. So that event that I took the bark and lick, it was like, this is only a 20 tick winner, right? But this, you see, it already bounced off here once. I should be out. I'm going to get out of, I'll leave a little bit on. I'm going to break my rules, and every time I do this, I get smoked. But I should be out of this trade here because this is
Order filled.
this is the lug. You don't mess with the lugs.
Order filled.
Do not mess with the lugs. Doesn't mean it can't break here, but look at all this confluence. We saw the GEX level I just showed you. I'll show you again. You got market profile composite low. This is a composite from before. Composites are just daily value areas of multiple days put together. Extremely powerful areas. And then you got the lug. You got a lot of stuff here. I should be out of my full trade, but my thesis is this market's going to continue to get smoked like it did yesterday, right? There's nothing here structure-wise except for this little blip here. That's it. Other than that, this thing might be all the way down here after that and that. That broke down. I was going to take shorts the other day. It's 2 days ago, and I actually got bullish events and went long. And then yesterday we finally got the breakdown, but this thing could be heading much lower. All right, so my reversion, I'm still short, so this isn't going to hurt that bad, but reversion's giving me the finger. The one thing I did not check is relative volume here. You do not want to take reversions if the relative volume is spiking. That was okay. This was before. So it is what it is, guys. This is what trading is. You just keep putting the trade on, right? That's exactly, I still have the bark and lick on short. So it is what it is. If you stop out, on to the next trade. All right. I'm not gonna get out of these shorts here because I put them on down here earlier, right? So if it bounces off here, it sucks for me. But I did have a nice entry in the ES for the other half of these guys. I'm still short this too. Guys, but this is a great example of why I put my stops where I put my stops. That was my entry for the half. My stop was up here. That helps you avoid the nonsense as much as possible. So most guys, especially if you're mirroring me, which you should not be doing, you need to learn to do this for yourself. You never want to mirror anybody. Learn what they're doing and then do it for yourself, right? And then put your own spin on things. But anyway, how many guys said, oh yeah, I'm going to go short with Scott, and then are cussing at me this whole way up, right? Well, guess what? I never got stopped out. You probably panicked out if you don't know what you're doing and you don't understand the games that are being played in here, right? About to stop to the tick here. Watch this. We'll watch this real time. This is the reversion trade. Let's just watch and see. So I don't move this either. I put it on. Once I get a trade on, I don't move my stop. So that's where my stop was on this line at the time, right? This is moved down. I'm not moving it. So you're going to watch firsthand the exact tick stop out. Well, I might, let's see what I have on here. I'm going to get out of one of these NASDAQ because I was able to enter at a much better price on the price change. So I got out of one of those bark and lick. And, if it gets killed, I still have my regular size on because I put on more when it popped back up on the price change here. So I got out of one of those. And I got a really good entry on the ES here. And we're down here. So these are areas, this is where it might struggle. Here's options. There's fill to the tick on the reversion. That should be it. That should be it for the NASDAQ moving down. I'm going to get out of one of ES right here. All right, so the reversion didn't work on that one. That was probably the first one today that didn't work, honestly. I think I've seen 10 of them already. I'll show you them. All right, so that's done. But I'm still short, so it is what it is. This is why I trade different accounts, right? That's what you guys... If you're trying to do multiple accounts on one account, you're in trouble. So get an Apex account. You guys should be using Apex or something like that anyway, right? To practice this stuff until you get good at it. And then when you get good at it, then you can move to live accounts. There's your apex. Use Pulcini 50 for your thing. That's your thank you to me for showing you the best edge that's ever existed in futures trading, in my opinion. We'll go through this later, but here's the drawing tool that I'm using, and here's my courses, the reversion trade, and the strategies, and the indicator. So the indicator course is the core. These are the 6 distinct strategies or setups I use when I look for those strategy or those setups in important areas, which are the trading strategies, right? All right, let's see a little move to zero right quick. All right, so this is perfect because now I can trail my stop to the new event, right? So first of all, guys, we're getting some pukes now too. Do not leave the house today because you will be struck by lightning because I did not get filled to the tick up here on that short. So do not leave the house, I'm telling you. This is glorious. I love when I have a position on when this is firing off like this, especially when it's short. Nothing better than watching longs get their, I was going to use a bad word, asses handed to them. All right, this is a unicorn setup. Remember, I just said the 6 distinct setups. This is called Step Bros. Almost never see it. That's why it's called the unicorn. Sell ice with sell stops. All right, guys, so if you did mirror my trade, nobody should be, and you shouldn't be, right? I mean, you could take the same trades, but you need to know why you're taking them. You should still be in this short, and you still should be in the ES short, and it's glorious. On its way to zero. Go. This looks like news. About time I have a news story in my favor. Not for sure. Just I'm watching this, by the way. These are important areas here too for ES. These are meant to keep GEX levels. If it struggles, I'm out of some more of these. How many do I have on here? There's a tick extreme on the way to zero. I got 3 on. I'll get out of 2 down here. I'll get out of 1. I'll get out of 2. If it gets down, it's not close enough. I'm going to give it a little more. You could get out right here. It's 5 points away. Not all of them. I just get out of. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. But you can see this is a great example of price change works great. The little games they play until it doesn't work, and then this one's just price change for 30 points, right? So that means big money's in here unleashing on these algos. That's really going to suck if this gets this close to my partial exit and I don't get filled. Let's see what else we got going here. Make sure I'm not at a lug or like I did with crude right there, by the way. New lugs here. That's good. That's telling. So thesis-wise, what should happen? By the way, you're going to get a very likely bounce here because of the tick players when this thing hits an extreme. NYSE tick and the NASDAQ tick. Extreme meaning 1,000 or more. These algos, and there's players that love to play the bounce back to zero, right? So that one, ES didn't, or NYSE didn't do it as the NASDAQ tick. But there's probably going to be a bounce here. And we have a strategy for that too called TikTok. That's this guy. That's one of the only strategies. I only have 3 strategies where I jump in right in the middle of the event. Take any fade trade on NYSE tick for Dow or ES, or NQ tick for NQ. Trades taken immediately when the tick hits an extreme and the SI volume event triggers. So you want to see an opposing volume event, meaning you hear tick extreme and you get like sell stops. I mean, this was after the fact, but if I got one now, I would take it. Right. All right, regardless, I'm short. Someone from my room just texted. What am I doing wrong? What did I miss here? Yes, below blue lug, new lugs. Thank you, Doom Runner. Let me get out of one of these. One more, I should say. This is even better. Now I can trail my stop to this too, and I can take a sexy Gexy. This is very scary. It's another trading strategy. I'm going to turn this to micros because the volatility now I can't put on big contracts. Hold on, let me get out of 2 of these.
Order filled. Order filled.
What's the other one I got on 54?
Order filled.
All right, all I got was one left, but that, I mean, perfect example of why I put my stop where I put my stop. I avoided stop out on both of those and actually added and caught this move. That's only 40 points if you like 40-point moves in the ES. All right, and then more importantly, I'm going to put this on here. Let me This is the Gexy. So no, I can't put this on. I don't put on Gexys with heavy relative volume. This is all I've been talking about, right? You don't want to be messing with reversions and sexy Gexy trades where I jump in right in the middle of the zone. I mean, this is very tempting. I want to put this on. There's two major Gex levels here. I want to put this on. So the sexy Gexys is one of the, I just showed you TikTok. I have 3 of them where I'll jump in smack dab in the middle of the zone versus waiting for it to move out.
Top sell CL.
About time they're puking this crude up, you little piglets.
Upper area in my iceberg sell EP. 15 contracts.
All right, I did hold some though. Remember, it was sitting at the lug. I still have 3 on, so I'm okay with that. Now I can trail my stop, 59.10, and we can take new trades off of this too. But they finally are giving it up in there.
TS short entered.
Market's so annoying to trade some days. All right, so I'm trailing my stop to the most recent event. Worst case scenario here for my remaining short. That's at 75.75. And I could potentially take longs. Depends. Let's see what area this is. I hate taking longs. I love when the market gets killed. 256. All right, those are trailed. I did not take the sexy Gexy here. The sexy Gexy is when you jump in at these major Gex levels. One of my other auto entry trades, auto fade trades. Take any fade trade into a spot gamma or method Q gamma level. Trade is taken immediately when the opposing SI event fires off, right? And then the way I take these, I'm not taking this because there's heavy relative volume. What if I did? I play the dealer reaction and I get out of half when it pops up right in front of the ATR, and then I hold half for a bigger move because it is a volume event, right? So, but I'm not taking this one because of the relative volume. Let's see what Hero's doing. It's got to be turning over. There you go. I mean, it just mirrors everything everything the Hero does, the markets do. Again, there's bigger players in here, but they're few and far between. They come in maybe 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, this activity runs the show. This is real-time options activity because the dealers get loaded up and they have to hedge in the future. So the dealers are the ones. This is the retail trade, or the whoever's buying or selling options. Well, somebody's got to be. They have the market makers that are taking these orders, meaning they're getting long. They have to hedge themselves in the futures. So that's why you need to know this stuff. If you don't know this, and you think you're an incredible trader, you may be, but you don't have all the information. You're basically getting lucky most of the time, would be my guess. Again, I never use that stuff either, but you have to know it now. It runs the show all day, every day. All right. So this is just sitting here. I could take reversions. I want to be very careful. I got a Dow puke. Let's just go ahead and head to 0. Another tick extreme, by the way. I just heard it. All right, I didn't do anything off of this unicorn. Step Bros. Let's see here. Let's see where we're at. All right, so like if I got a bullish event right now, I would take it. It feels terrible, right? Try to catch a falling knife. So there's nothing to be bullish right now. This event was bearish. If we go ATR retest confirm, I could put on more bar click. I still have 1 on actually, right? Yeah, no, I have 2 on. Nice little trade there. So let's see where we're at. Get out of some of these before the bungee jump, because you know it's coming again. They tried it once. So blue lug's down here. This is an area I'm going to get out of one right here. See that? That's market profile composite. I'll get out of one of these guys right here.
Order filled.
Now I got 1 left. The way I trade, I always try to leave 1 on until we get to the major lug and or an opposing volume event. Right? That's how I trail my stops. So I got out of 1 on the market profile composite. And there's still trades I could put on, brand new trades I could put on here. Bark Lake, that's the one we took up here. Or somehow I didn't get stopped out. Thank you. I'll put that on. But I watch that lug. You got to make decisions though, like I was talking about that crude trade earlier. You don't want to put those on into the lug, but this lug's pretty far down. I mean, this lug is short for Ludwig level.
Iceberg sell HG 100.
25,290. That's this guy's. This is Ludwig. She's in the trade room as well, in my trade room. Right there. Click on that to see her 1978 website. Anyway, I put this on. This is... I see the ATR retest confirmed though, so that's still in play. What happened to Dow? Oh, I didn't put in the right Izzy chart for the... Hold on. So I post these Izzy zones every day for the trade room, so someone's telling me that thing's wrong here. Thank you. Chart is the same. I forgot to do this morning too, guys, until very late. Sorry about that. I kind of blanked. Are you talking about the Thinkorswim link? Here, let me do this real quick while I'm on here. Sorry. I don't know what I had so much time this morning because the webinar is an hour later than I usually do it. Why is this not working? There we go. And I forgot to post these for you guys. Come on. My luck, I'm going to freeze my computer with this crappy Thinkorswim garbage. Get what you pay for, which is free. All right, that should work. Let me know. All right, so why did I not get? Oh, there it is. Stop running YM. All right, we could potentially trade off of this reversions, and this is the highest blind gamma level. So there are no options for YM. It's just based off the DIA, the ETF. So these are the options levels for that. But that's not really a reversion because it's in front of this guy, but we'll keep an eye on it. We got enough going with ES and NQ. On its way to zero. All right, so this is what I got left on. You know, I'm really watching this log here. So, you know, I don't have a ton left on. These are my guys. Got some crude left, and then I got this was the heavy L. That was what I got left for the bark and lick. What I got left for the bark and lick here. This was the breaking away. So
The Philadelphia semiconductor.
still got some on. And there's always another event right around the corner, and then we just start, you know, whatever comes up. So this has not proven bullish or bearish yet. You know, I hate, one of my weaknesses in trading is like when I'm set on a move, like it's hard to just flip the other way, which is kind of weird because that's all I used to do as a scalper. But I have to be aware of potential longs here now, right? This is a big move. See, these are screwed up because my stupid time change. Hold on, I might be deleting this anyway. Let's see here. So we got nothing market profile composite for me to go long, called the pick trade. That's this trading strategy right here.
Short elevated.
Profiles encourage, where you take trades at the market profile composite highs or lows. Nothing lugs. Let's see if we got an Izzy. Keep an eye on that hero too, especially if there's a hero alert. I really wish I got a Russell. This is just starting right now for an FBB. I keep saying that, but keep an eye on that. This is an Izzy zone, so if this turns bullish, I'm going to flip and go long. Right there. This was from before. It was the bottom of that balance.
So reminder,
Get some buying tail, buying tail. Oh, and now we got a Fed guy coming. He's going to save the day as usual.
Virtual event.
That's in 10 minutes. So get ready for that, Rip.
Also expecting comments from.
All right, so I'm trailing my stop to this event, and I'm going to turn around and take an Izzy long if this rips out of here. Again, this is where I get in. I don't get in right in the zone. The only trades I do are the TikToks and the Sexy Gexies, and I didn't take that. Sexy Gexy.
Russian oil trades at steepest discounts in India and China.
Speaking of oil, hold on. So I got to trail my stop to this. I have 3 left. So the new event, I'm out, and then potentially take longs, unfortunately. I want to see that market go to 0 too. for more reasons than one, for good gas prices. All right, let me,
Order canceled.
5908 is my exit for these
Order canceled.
trades in crude. And then what other areas do we have? Do we have any Izzy or pick or let's see here? This is an Izzy. And this is far enough from the balance. So I don't take Izzy's if they're right below balance, right? I don't want it like say I got an event right here. I don't take those aggressively because you're dealing with guys that are, you don't want to stand in front of that. This has moved pretty far from this area now. Now I'll take an Izzy long. So I'll flip out of my crude shorts and into an Izzy long if it comes up here and fills me at 5909. Here's my position sizing, risking $500 on a trade. I can put on one big one or 10 micros. I don't want to put on one big one because then it's all or nothing to get out. If I put on 10 micros, I can get out of 3, 2, right? 5909 Izzy long. Crude. All right, that's working. And I want to keep, so, sometimes these events come in and they don't hit threshold, but you combine them, they're threshold. So I got to keep an eye on that because I don't want to miss this failed balance breakout for Russell, RTY. Kind of like this right here. I'm glad I looked. See this? So neither one of these are threshold. So I have a certain threshold of, I have amounts that are tradable that I want to see on this. I don't trade every blip on this thing. 150 is a threshold. Well, it didn't draw or announce it because it traded 119, but then it, hit the minute mark and another 104 came in. So there was a total of over 200 buy ice here. I may have already missed this trade, but now this is another great thing about the zone drawing tool. You can draw the zones manually in this occurrence. So what you do is, and I go through this in my course as well. So you find the bubble, see where that starts to spike right there. So F1 key, left click, release, and then we're gonna you can adjust it. So that's where it started. Let's see where it went down to. And there's a bug in this thing too. So it'll keep like the zones will keep coming up. Just toggle F1. It didn't do it this time, but toggle F1 and then it'll stop drawing the zones. Let's see what else we got here. So that was the first one. Second one came to here. So you want to see where it spikes and wherever that bubble was. So that's down there. So we'll bring it down here.
NQ stop, sell, NQ.
Damn it. Come on.
Contracts.
I don't know why this thing's not moving. Hold on. There's sell stops in NQ. I just don't want to miss this trade. This is the same trade I took in ES. That was a whopper. So I already missed it. Surprising. Damn it. So that was the entry for this FBB right there. And I missed it. And it would have given me multiple chances off these GEX levels to get back in. That sucks. All right, so that pops back. I'll probably put that on, but that's what I should have seen that earlier. I didn't. All right, stop runs in NASDAQ. Oh, this is the lug, is it not? It's got to be. Real close. If we get a stop run into the lug, that's a trade too, called the slug. We caught an awesome one yesterday at the high before the hero turned over 7 billion. What was this puppy? Where are we at here? Slug. Stop run and major lug. How was that one? Pretty good. It's even better, more fulfilling when they're on the short side because the market never breaks, feels like, except for today, which we're short. Anyway, stop run at major lug. That's a pretty good trade. Didn't hurt that the hero dropped 7 billion. That didn't hurt that trade either. But all right, I'm out of crude shorts and I took an Izzy long. Actually, I only want half size here. I'll do the price change game like I did with. Of course, it runs away the minute I'm filled because a real order came in. All right, we got the Fed guy coming on too, so I'll play the price change game here again, like I did with ES and NQ earlier. Remember, especially if you're getting filled in the price change. So this is the market pulse algo that I'm talking about. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's see here.
Also due is Trump's making an announcement on weight loss drugs.
All right, so we got some stuff brewing here. One, I could trail my stop to this event now. This is where it gets tricky as far as what you want to do. This is supposed to be the stop price, right? I don't want to stop out right in front of that. I mean, this is like areas I take trades off of that. So I'm going to move this. I only have one left anyway, so I'm going to move it outside that. And this, but this is significant. I mean, this is where you got to make a decision. Granted, the ATR is 52, but if you don't feel like, you know, this is, I'm stopping out of this. If this pops up here, I'm stopping at 8150. Well, if I move it above that zone, that's 60 points more.
Stock sell YM, 123 contracts.
All right, YM. I'm not going to look at YM right this second. 41 is going to be my stop. But you got to make a decision. You may say, I'm not letting it come all the way up there. This has been a good trade. I'm going to get out at the normal spot. And that's fine. I'm forcing it to get through all this crap to stop me out. And then you actually get into the GEX level here too, so I can move it up there, 52.50. I only have one left, so I'm fine with it. For my original shorts that somehow I didn't get stopped out on. And then we have A+ reversions here too, potentially. Event. As long as your entry is in front of or inside of the prior event, as long as the stop is outside of it, and that's the stop. So I would take that one. A+ reversion, so we'll set that up. Put on 3 actually, risking $500 or 450. There we go. Stops up here. That's your reversion trade, A+. The reason it's A+, because your entry, these already work on their own. Then for this to be wrong, it's got to get through all this activity where traders are saying, "Oh my God, please come back so I can get out of my longs." Right? That's the whole premise behind it. And trust me, that's what's going on. So that's working. I never did take the sexy Gexy into these gamma levels in ES because of the relative volume, and that's proven to be a good choice so far. I trailed my stop here to that, and I'll go long Izzy. I think I put that in, did I not? No, I did not. So I got to step out of my remaining longs here at 75.75, and I'll take an Izzy long. This wasn't Izzy zone, right? It's right there. It's what we're trying to get through right now. But if this held, I would still take that long. This is an Izzy zone, inflection zone. This is the next one down. Just one of my important areas that I look for volume events to take the trade. Hold on here. All right. And if you got questions, throw them on YouTube. I haven't even had a chance to look over there yet, guys. And if you're going to be snarky and say that I'm moving too fast, blah, 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 then just don't even comment. Because, again, I'm trading live. Multiple markets, multiple strategies. Mohammed, hello from South Africa. Hello, Mohammed.
You should sort of use expecting comments from Feds Bar, Feds Williams, and Trump.
So we got, here we go. Headline roulette coming up. Here we go. So just be aware of this, guys. This is when it gets all wacky. Usually, most days, this is all the markets are waiting for. You got 2 Fed clowns, and Trump's going to talk. All here in about a minute. So get ready for something stupid to happen. Again, the rule of thumb is you don't want to take reversions with the Fed guys talking. So
10 seconds.
if I lose on it, then I'm going to have to accept it. Accept the responsibility. That's what I'm getting out of this trading composure book. Very good. Highly recommend it. It literally, I have it on audiobook. It starts to play every time I get my card just because I'm such a mental midget trading. Again, it's my biggest weakness. It's not mental midget as far as like doing stupid stuff in the market. It's how I handle bad things happening to me, right? Like the tick outs, and like I have a very hard time getting over it. And anybody in my trade room or on these webinars has heard, right? It's like that's one of my weaknesses. Turn this down a little bit, but I'm working on it. I'm really good when I'm doing well, though. I'm a really good mental trader when I'm doing well. I'm a great winner, and I'm a terrible loser. That's my problem. I'm just very competitive, overly competitive, and I don't care what we're talking about. We're talking about trading, golf, anything. playing tiddlywinks with my daughters. Like I'm just a very competitive guy, and when I lose, it crushes me. It's just my makeup. So I've been working very hard at the because he talks about this, the Trading Composure book. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, follow this dude. It's a really good book. Again, this is coming from a mental midget.
Short validated.
This dude here. So he just came out with a book. Really good. So what he talks about is, when you start down the rabbit hole of everything's negative, and it's not, and he even says in the book, it's not metaphysical where like you attract the universe, but what you do, because if you start saying, oh, I ticked out, oh, this manipulation, and you get pissed off, then all your decisions after that are made off of a pissed off mindset. Versus if everything's rosy, you're grateful, and things like that, then your decisions you make different decisions. That's what he means. I'm telling you, it's a very good book. Get it? All right, so I'm still working the reversion here. Again, I'm taking a big chance here with these jackasses talking, but all right. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If they rip this thing right through this, congratulations, you win on to the next trade. Very likely going to bounce out there. Plus, you have GEX levels, and this is a competition. This is a zero-sum game. You're literally competing against these a-holes that are trying to take your money. So just view it as a competition, right? When you play a game, you play a golf game or a game of basketball, do you win every single time? No. When you lose, do you throw the ball away and never play again? No. You just accept your loss. So it's just the same here. I'm willing to take this. If they can get this thing through all this, then I say great job, on to the next game, right? Again, it's easier said than done. I'm well aware of that, but that's how you have to approach trading. All right, crude's ripping here a little bit. I only put on half size. This is the problem if you're going to play the price change game. I put on half size because I was waiting like I did with the ES and Q. It worked out great in those. This one didn't price change down yet. This may rip off the page. I only have half size on. So you got to be okay the times you only put on half size. But this is a GEX level. If it struggles here, these are 2 GEX levels. I'm going to get out of a couple. It's not that great of a trade. It's only 15 ticks. I'll get out of 2. But if it does price change back down, I'll put it back on. So this is what it's called, scalping around your position. This is more advanced. So if you're just learning this method, I wouldn't be doing this, right? Learn the full method.
Order filled.
I just got out of a couple there. See how it's struggling there at this GEX level? And if we get the price change down, we'll turn this on, and this gets really, really annoying. I'll turn it on. You'll hear it. You'll beg me to turn it off. I'll put them back on, and I'll put on full size, especially if it's down at near my entry. All right, a lot of breath here, guys. A lot going on. My own personal fast market right now. NQ slug. No, it didn't get down there. Did it? Do you have it I don't have it at the lug yet. If that were the case, I'd be out of this full trade. I still have the short on in NQ. Oh yeah, it did. Damn it. So it did tag down there. My bad. All right, I'm going to get out of this NASDAQ. I just cost myself some points, but I still have 1 short on, and I'm going to go long.
Order filled.
So remember I said this is what my main target is, are these Ludwig levels, because they're ridiculously powerful. That did, at the time the event was up here, but it did come down there. So I should have been out. I just wasn't paying attention. Thanks, Dune Runner, for telling me now.
Validated.
Now you're in the doghouse. But now this is, this was that pop down of the lug. This is still a slug just because the event wasn't right on. As long as this didn't prove bearish, I'm okay. Now I'm going to take, remember I trailed my stop to that up here? Well, now I'm out because it was the slug, so it doesn't matter if it pops up there. I'm out of my short. I'm still going to put my slug on up here. I'm not putting it on here because of that. This is where you got to make decisions. If you say, I don't care, this market's going to bungee jump, especially with the Fed save the day guys talking, I'm going to get in right here. Well, that you're saving yourself 60 ticks. So I'm going to force up there to get in the slug. And here we go. Now I'm going to take this reversion trade into the chirpers. Of course, it won't fill me to the tick as usual. I need to move this down a little bit too. So the zone drawing tool is absolutely incredible, but prepare to literally lose your mind on stuff just like this. You see that? It's just nutty. It's nutty how accurate these prices are.
CW short validated.
All right, so this, I'm using this right here. This is a reversion 1. I could put on 3, risking $500 or $450. Hold on. So these markets are actually moving. Can you imagine? You can't even imagine the days like it's slow, like it's like a 15 ATR. It'll come here and it'll just like sniff it and then just spin around it for like 10 minutes. It's really, really, really annoying. Again, I'm putting this on with these guys talking. So if they say something bullish, I'm out of luck. All right, filled on the A plus reversion. Stops up here. I mean, technically, this is real close. Remember, you want your stop outside the prior event. This is right here. I'll move it up off of there a little bit. So that's where my stop is. Now I'm playing for the move back to the zone, and then I'm out. This is, again, the closest thing to a scalp you can take, in my opinion. What's the name of the book? Trading Composure. I showed this guy here. Follow him on Twitter. You click on right there. There's his, I think it's here. Here's the book, but it's on Audible too. So I just listen to it. I mean, every time, literally, it starts to play. I start my car and it starts to play, which I need. All right, I'm trying to get a price change here to put on these other half of the longs and crude. So I got out of my short and into the long. Shockingly, there has been, well, actually, there was something in gold earlier, wasn't there? Did I miss something here? Gold's been the darling. I mean, it hasn't been darling. The ATR last week was like averaging 150, meaning it was moving 150 ticks every 5 minutes, which is just nuts. Very strange that there's nothing in here today, especially with this move down in equities. There you go. A plus reversion. It's called A plus for a reason. A plus. Entry is in front of or into the prior event, as long as your stop's outside. Tag, out, done. Winner, chicken for dinner. And it's pretty much to the tick as usual. I didn't take it. No, actually I didn't. This is a reversion trade, VJ. Thank you. I'm going to take this right now. See, guys, this is what I want from my trade room. Watch this market spike because I put a real order in. And these are full size too. Usually I'll do that and the market will literally just jump 10 ticks just because they're just, anytime a real order comes in here, especially crude, there's literally one house that's controlling this liquidity. It is unbelievable. They'll turn it off, it'll go black, and then they'll put it back on. That's how you know it's one house. But usually when I do this, they run it up my you-know-what. But my trade room was telling me, VJ in my trade room, who has been killing it, he's trading on Top Step and been getting paid all the time. See that? That's what usually goes on. Because they're like, oh, real order, let's screw them. Anyway, bounce off the GEX level. I chase this down a couple ticks. And I put on too much size here too, so I'm probably going to take it on the chin here. But that's the stop. But once again, guys, you see it. This happens to me, I am not kidding you, at least 10 times a day. The exact tick fill. Now it's probably going to stop me out. And then VJ is going to be in the doghouse because I wouldn't even have seen this trade. So prepare your bed in the doghouse there, VJ. Oh, this is the 2 stop. I'm sorry. This is the 2 ATR. So that's not the right stop either. Hold on here. Oh, yeah, it is. I told you that this usually happens instantaneously. I knew it was coming. The minute you put a real order in this thing, they just run it against you when nothing's going on, right? So it doesn't matter. This is the trade, right? I'm just kidding about blaming VJ. I should have been watching this bounce off here, and then you take the corresponding ATR. Like, we just got the ATR and NQ, right? That wasn't that's a back in black ATR. This was an A plus ATR. What I'm referring to are these different versions of the ATR trade. A plus is what we just got in winter in NASDAQ, and then I back in black off the GEX levels in the crude. And I just took it out. BJ, you're killing our Dune Runner. Thank you. It's not crossing though. So you don't want to take reversion trades if it's crossing. It's not crossing yet. I'm okay with it. I have it at 5 ticks. I think that's right. I would have yelled at VJ for. I thought VJ came in after he told me to take the trade, then told me the algo guy was crossing, but that's not crossing yet. All right, so again, this is why I didn't want to take that slug long. It didn't tag it anyway, but if it did, this is what usually happens because all these traders that are holding their breath want out when it comes back. That's why it's called an A+ reversion. All right, ES is just sitting here for. I'm still short a couple of ES. I have 3 strategies on, still short. Long half-size crude. And then I got the crude reversion short on. So that's all I got going right now, if that's not enough. And I missed an FBB and Russell here. Or did I? Damn it, gave me another chance to get... This gave me another... It's only gave me 3 chances to get in this trade. So I missed the original entry. Bounce could have been filled. Bounce could have been filled. Bounce could have been filled. Now it's going to die. This is the best trade in trading. We already caught the one on ES. Talked about it. I skirted the rules a little bit on it, but on the entry. But that's it. There's your volume event. Entries below it. Bye-bye. And this could be whopper over the next however many days. That is a whopper balance area. It's not out of here yet, but I say 24-20 line in the sand. And remember, the rule of thumb is markets will move or should move. The height of the balance is what you expect for the move. So keep that in mind if that thing starts rolling. Might happen today. I hope it happens today, but I had my chance to get in this thing three or four times. Well, it sucks for me. The reason I missed it is because I had to draw this. I didn't hit the zone. I'm not watching the events. I'm relying on hearing them from Bookmap Bob and the zone drawing tool. So I just didn't know that happened, but I could have got in on that pop up. I'm going to get out of one of these crude because I got too many on here. I put too many. See how they ran it against me, though? It's just the same story every single time. Yeah, I might screw them. You rip it up there and stab me out. Congratulations. All right, let's see if you guys got any questions. Somebody said something today. What are you talking about? How is Trace looking the day the SPX alignments with them at their Q? I don't really use it to align with Method Q. I use both, by the way. They're competitors, but they work great in tandem. Highly, guys, you got to have that information. I'm sorry. Like, guys complain. They come in and are like, I didn't know. I just spent all this money on the SI indicator and the gamma, spot gamma, Method Q. You don't have to, but that's what drives markets. So it's like if you don't have the information, you just don't have all the information. And you're just kind of flying blind. I don't know why these just decided to disappear on me. These GEX levels. That's kind of odd. Literally, the minute I looked at it, they all disappeared. Damn it, I put too many of these on in crude. My max loss is supposed to be a 450, so I'm going to get smoked on this. BJ, you're in the doghouse for pointing this out. Here, I'll get this back down. I'll put a real order in and then run it the other way. I was just supposed to see my sizing was 2.4. I didn't want to trade bigger than that, but I did. I'm long too. I'm long the strategy, but I took this reversion trade. I should have just pieced into this with a 1 lot. Like the 3 lot is like the second coming in here, and then they just run it. It's nuts. Here's Trace here. So this already made it down here. Usually the game is seek and destroy. He named it reference spot gamma, and that's one of our newest strategies. So again, if you guys, these trading strategies are this course. And I haven't put this one in yet, but as I put new strategies in, there's probably another 100 behind these coming, right? There's like 18 in here right now. As I put them in, you'll get an alert that there's a new strategy. Anyway, the newest strategy is seek and destroy. Sad, because it is sad how they manipulate the markets. Take any SA event in the direction of a 99% GEX levels on the spot gamma trades after 10 a.m. Central. So right, well, it's not. It already happened today, but usually the game is.
Bet bids for falling bills total 300, spot 7 million.
Why did I lose money? Hold on. All right, the market will be like up here. See these puppies like that? That's huge. Look at comparatively. There's nothing else here. This is 99.34. This is 99.23. So the market will be up here, and you'll get like a bearish event, either sell ice or buy stops. That the event proves bearish. You can get in and hold it until it gets down here. It's already done that because these things are like magnets, right? So it's almost there right now. I had other shorts on here, but I didn't have the SAT on it. Again, it usually happens at this time of day. That's when they start to play the games with the hero, which is probably going to start happening right about now. You would do yourself a great service, and I say it every time, not trading between 10:15 and 12:30 Central. It's just, there is an exception. If you're seeing 150% or more relative volume, then you can participate. Other than that, you're just asking for whipsaw, headache, trouble. So let's see what this looks like. It's already just dissipating, right? So this is relative volume. This is showing me
You short validated. CW short enter.
there's stuff going on, and I screwed this chart up as usual. This is just showing me what the volume is for this exact 5-minute period the last 30 days, right? So it's very important to know this, because when you see it over 200%, that means there's big money coming in, and you don't be messing around with like reversion and stuff like that. But you see this is already dissipating. Meaning I wouldn't be taking position trades unless I get 150% or more after this time period. It's just not worth it mentally. It's really not. Hold on. There's stuff firing off. I don't know what is firing off here. Bookmap Bob's trying to tell me, and I'm ignoring him. Oh, YM. Not a huge fan of YM. A lot of guys trading in my room. It's kind of an LB. LB is short for little bitch. Compliments of Madam Shizzle, who used to be in my room. She would name these markets LBs. All right, so this was I'm not taking Gexies off stop runs and anything, but as in ES, but I guarantee this was a dizzy. Let's see what I missed here. I can still get in. It's actually coming here right now. But again, this was a failed balance breakout here too. Damn it. This was both Breaking Bad. I mean, technically I can still get in it, but I don't want to be taking these unless I could still take this.
US posting register order.
I'm going to take this if this isn't heavy. The relative volume's not terrible. See, it's not. It's like 130%. I'll take it in this LB. Failed balance breakout. I'm just asking for trouble. I do this every time. They suck me in, especially to the short side. Then I put it on. Then I bitch the entire time. Why did I put that trade on at this time of day? I do it every time.
Order filled.
All right. Short. And I might as well do the... Did I see? Was it an Izzy? Hold on here. I really don't want to be stacked up all these strategies at this time of day, like I just said. But let's see here. Did I move back into this Izzy? 47,100. Yep, pretty close. See that? The minute I touch the thing, I only put on half size too, so I'll play the price change game in here just like I did in ES. And if this price changes back up, this is what you want to be aware of, right? This can help you time your trades. So yeah, that's the entry. You got these algos, especially this time of day, that the minute this price changes, they flip it the other way. So now I'll wait for a price change up and I'll put the rest on. I'm just going to put on one strategy. I'm not putting on the Izzy because I'm just not going to sit here and watch this thing all for the next 4 hours, whipsaw me to death. Speaking of whipsaw to death, see what I mean? I put in a real order here and the market turned around. Crude. This is just the reversion trade. I'm still long. But I'd really like that to come back to the zone for me. All right, hero's getting smoked still. The markets are following the hero. That's all they do. I haven't heard anything about any of these guys talking. I mean, they're talking, but you got another Fed clown at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock Central too. So yeah, that's zero. Any other questions? Got about 10 minutes, so fire your questions if you got them. Smoke them if you got them. All right, Trey. So again, this is pretty much here. But you want to watch too. So when these start to come off, especially if the market's at them, when they come off, the market usually goes the other way, and that's where you can watch your hero too. So because that's what the hero is. It's this activity coming off is the hero. There you go. There's a Fed Williams quote. I'm surprised we haven't had a hero alert, by the way, down here for the games. All right, what else we got? All right, we'll put on the rest of these shorts here on the price change game.
Yes, short retesting.
Did I just miss a reversion here? Damn it. Yeah, so this wasn't really a back in black, but the reversion still worked, right? That's what I'm saying. You can take them aggressively, but if you're going to take them aggressively, you've got to take every single one you see, or it's just a random trade. Tag the ATR, back to the zone. Over and over and over. All these markets. Except for the market that I want it to happen to right now, crude. that one won't come back. There's already been like literally 15 of them today. I'm not exaggerating. I've shown a few already. All right, so this is an ATR retest. There's your ATR. Here's your retest. This is the same trade I put on up here. Remember the bark and lick that I had to withstand the pop back? Remember I put on bark and lick off of that? And I put on more up here on the price change game, right? So that worked. This is the same pattern. The problem is the time of day now. Because you know the bungee jump's coming any minute. Because they do it every single time. That guy's bearish. So this is what's great about the way we're trading these two. I got the bark and lick. I still have some on. This is a brand new one. So now I'm just adding to it based on the new event. And you just trail that. So I'll put this on. This is, I'm telling you guys, this is, I don't want to say guaranteed lose. I'm going to move it below the Skix level too. 48 quarter. I'm going to play the price change game again though, especially this time of day. I'm just telling you, your life will be much easier if you don't trade it this time of day. It's just not worth it. So your entry, my entry is supposed to be there. I don't want to enter right on the Skix level. I'll move it a little bit below here. Put it at 48.50. I'm still short. So, but I'm going to add, this is a brand new trade. It's a brand new event with a brand new trade. Bark, blind, meaning this could be happening anywhere. Blind, ATR, retest, confirm. I was going to take an Izzy long here, but this is now a bearish event, so I can't do that, and it's through that Izzy zone anyway. Let me make sure I cancel that.
Order canceled.
Next Izzy zone's down here. If there's an event, bullish event, I would take long. Let's see what else we got here. Here, back to the lug here, by the way. Wait, do I have slug on? Oh no, this is why I didn't put slug. Well, I wouldn't have been filled anyway. I thought I went long Nasdaq. Remember, I moved my stop, I moved my entry above all that. Above that Step Rose event. Right. Again, I wouldn't have been filled anyway. But remember, I moved my entry all the way up here. I don't know why this is staying in black up here.
Yes, short entry.
All right, about to be filled on the new bark and lick. Let me see where this lug is, by the way, too. It's a ways away. Market profile composite down here near the areas that I get out. 44 quarter, and you got next blue lugs right around 67.30. All right, so this is supposed to be my entry. I moved it a little bit lower. And you can see the price change coming in here too. So this is almost a guaranteed fill to the tick, and then watch it smack back up.
Stock sell NQ 117 contracts.
US stocks extend.
Another puke. Nasdaq. All right, I put on the new barking like an ES. I already know what's coming to the tick. 48.50 was my fill. Told you. It happens. It's fine. I put on 2 of the 3. If it pops up, I'll put on the other one. Again, you're in a terrible time of day. I just can't pass up on shorts anyway. I mean, I'm on the webinar, so I want to show you guys, but it's like I would be probably putting this on anyway just because I just love watching the markets get killed. But this thing has moved pretty significantly. This hero game will be starting momentarily. I will bet my life on it. Right? Again, if the big money's in here, that they're gonna. It doesn't matter what they try to do with this, but usually this is going to turn around and rip like $2 billion. The market will move 30 points higher. Just be ready for that because it's coming. If history is any indication. Exact fill to the tick, by the way. How do I know that? And I'm short half size in YM. So if it pops up on price change, I'll put the other half on. Still on this ridiculous, annoying reversion trade here. Crude. I'm still long. All right. Let's see. Now we do have a new event in NASDAQ, so back to right back to square one as far as what strategies can we put on. This is technically another slug. This one I'll put on right there because it's not into a prior event, so I'm okay with that. If we still have lugs here, Ludwig levels, we do. Here we go. Here it comes. It's every time. All right, 48.75 is my entry for the slug. I can put on 2, risking the 500. I'm going to put on 1 and play the price change game like I did earlier. Again, you're risking it ripping off the page and you only have half on. I'm okay with that because 90% of the time it will come back and you get a better fill for the other half. I don't want to say 90%, but it feels like it's 90%. Slug. And again, I'm telling you, this time of day, you're asking for trouble. Not to, I think what it usually does is rally. So I'm okay with the long, but 48.75. All right, that's working. Slug long. Let's see if we got anything else. Is this an Izzy zone? Sure is. Izzy long. Great. So I say don't trade at this time of day. I'm going to have like 5 strategies on. And these are the best Izzies, by the way. The ones that have these huge moves into these areas. Like all the sellers are here, and then there's no one else left to sell, and then it bounces. This is where this gapped up from. This is when that was a failed balance breakout to break down. So that's why I draw them. I draw these zones for the 4 important areas of structure. So tops and bottoms of balance areas, high volume nodes of balance areas, buying and selling tails, and directional conviction. That's how I draw them. I draw them every day for myself and my trading. Here we go. The old bungee jump. How did I know this was going to happen? By the way, just yet another public fill to the tick. So I tell my trade room all the time when they put me away in the rubber room, when you guys come visit me and I have a straight jacket on, at least this is not in my head. It happens literally 10 to 20 times a day. Fill to the tick, smacked up, but I didn't back up. I didn't put on full size though, so it's amazing. Here's your price change. I got filled on that. I got stopped out of this reversion. Stupid CL. I am long, but this is an area where, first of all, there's a stop run. Now I can trail my stop, but this is a prior event, so I'm going to get out of one of these crude longs.
Order filled.
So my reversion lost, but I'm long there. I want to put on the rest of this ES here, short. So again, this Fed guy's talking, and this is one. They do this anyway, but they do it even more when the Fed guy's talking.
Order filled.
Actually, what did I just do there? Hold on.
Order filled.
All right. So that was the price change game, right? I put on half size here. I put on 2 of the 3. It popped up. I put the other one on. But again, filled. And what's even more ridiculous, as I talk about these prices, how exact they are, this is like a random price. It doesn't matter where I could have put it down here. That would have been the exact tick, and then it does that. It's just, guys, a human being can only take so much. That's why I'm losing my mind on that crap. It's insanity. It's every time. Feels like anyway. See what I mean about the mental side? It's like then I go down the rabbit hole, and it's like I'm okay after the first like 5, and then it's like you're talking 10, 15 of them in a day. Then I start to lose my shit. Pardon my language. All right, you can take. There is no reversion here.
Validated.
I mean, there is a reversion here, but not, I'm taking back in blacks or 8+ers. Doesn't mean that's not going to come back. It's very likely because I don't have it on, but there was nothing for me to take off there. And then I have the slug long working here. This pops out here. Huda, market is setting for November low, end of year rally. Okay, tell me, Huda, where do I get long at? Tell me the price I get long at for that rally. And where's my stop? Again, opinions are like, you know what? Everyone has them and they all stink, right? It's great. It's great. You have an opinion. I could say the same thing. Oh yeah, we're going to rally at some point. Well, what does that mean? Give me exact prices. Where do you stop out? Right? That's another thing too, guys. If you come to my trade room, there's no nonsense like these ridiculous, stupid like calls. Like, I think we're going to rally from here. One, I want you to follow, talking about what we're doing as far as the strategies. But if you're going to make a call, you better have a reason and say why, and not just this random, blanket call. Oh yeah, we're going to rally from here. Okay, what price should I get long? Where do I stop out? Why do you say that type of thing, right? All right, this is coming back. I did get a better price in here. What's Dow doing? Still short Dow too, but I got to hop off here because there's another guy coming on. Dow's working fine. So some areas I'm working in this Dow, once that crashes too. And I missed this one's hurting the most because I was waiting for this guy. And I had multiple chances to get it. Look at this trade. You pigs. 120 ticks already. And I would have been getting out of Summit X9. That sucks.
Prior CL short validated.
There's the usual too. Stopped out and then, by the way, I have to trail my stop. This is a double whammy in crude. I need to be out of this long right now.
NG long validated.
Order filled.
And I could have put on shorts off this too.
CL short validated. Prior
Hey, look where I stopped. Was that almost the exact tick? Yeah, it looks like it. Isn't that really surprising?
CL short validated.
Here's my stop for the reversion trade.
CL short
I get out anyway though, guys. So if you're working reversions, you'll learn this from the course or whatever. But if you're in a reversion and you get a new event, I get out. I'm not hoping it comes back to this event when there's a new event. Then you just start the process over again. Right? You hear that price change in the background, by the way? That's, I need it, but it can drive you crazy. Let's just see if this is a setup. So this is a Izzy, right? Back to the zone. Take this Izzy short here in crude. Bounced off. We took this Izzy long. Just got out of that. Here's another event. Now I take an Izzy short. This is how I trade. Looking for events in my important areas. I'm going to do the same game though here. Price change.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, in that short, just a quick look, see if this is another area. A lot of trades today, guys. This is few and far between. So I took this Izzy, the lug's right here, but I'll keep an eye on it. That's where I got out of my shorts earlier. All right, no other questions. Again, guys, everything I use in my trading is in this flip book that I posted, and I'll post it one more time in YouTube in case it's disappeared. The courses, the SI course, the reversion course, the strategy course. Here's the zone drawing tool. This gives you all the entries, exits, and everything else. This site's not working right now. You get this stuff free in my trade room anyway. Here's my trade room, Discord. Here's the important links. There's Bookmap Ltd software. Click on that. You get a discount. Here's for the MBO data for the SI indicator and the market pulse. Here's Apex, Pulcini 50 for any sale. They got a good one going on now for that. Method Q. Click on these for the discount. Use Spot Gamma, Tick Strike, Trader Sync. We got, by the way, guy in my trade room's come up with the AI journaling. It's incredible. We already got beta testers. This is going to be obsolete, according to him. Any of these, except for his, because it's all AI stuff. But you get that for free as part of my trade room, and we're beta testing right now. Ludwig levels, we already watched these ridiculous things work all day long today. YouTube channel, you want to watch prior webinars? Here's my contact info. Here's some, all
Stop, sell, ES, 500.
right, I'm still short. Yes. Stop, run, trail my stop. Same process, guys. So a lot of action today. This is the exact day where I tell you guys, when you're doing well, you don't hit your profit goal and get up. Everything's working. You sit here and you keep trading. If you give a little back, fine, then stop trading. But this is one day out of 50 you get like this, and then it goes right back to the bullshit, pardon my language. So take advantage of this kind of day. All right, I do this every day in my trade room. Come on by and learn.